Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and many of you have seen the horrible shooting that took place at Emanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. There's breaking information on the shooting, and my goal is to try to inform and share as much as possible. And so, to do some of this, I wanted to bring in somebody you may not have seen much of, but you probably read her stuff. Miss April Taylor, who writes at CultureCritic.com. How you doing today, April?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And I know you're a concerned activist. You care about what happens in the black community, so you've been following this pretty closely. So what have you kind of heard in terms of what's going on? I mean, we know there was a 21-year-old male who's accused of opening fire inside the church, and there were a lot of casualties there. What else has been learned about the shooting?
It looks like they had gathered for Wednesday evening prayer service. The shooting happened around 9 p.m. They have confirmed that there are 9 dead. 8 of those people died on scene. One of them was pronounced dead at the hospital. The police chief, Gregory Mullen, is referring to the shooting as a hate crime. Mayor Joe Riley has used adjectives like intolerable and inexplicable. The community is just really in shock. I think people all across the country are wondering why and how something like this could happen. And of course, there's also one of the latest updates is that the pastor of the church, Reverend Clementa Pinckney, he's a South Carolina state senator. He was among the casualties. He is 41 and married with 2 children. So, and he had served in the Senate since 2000. So,
Oh wow. So the married father of two is deceased. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. My condolences go out to the family. I've heard from the wife of one of the senators in the state. I won't say his name just yet because I don't know if he wants me to talk about him here. But she's kind of telling me what's going on. She lives about 3 miles away, and she said that that is pretty chaotic. A lot of people are scared. And there are a lot of reports, definitely in the area. I don't know if it's confirmed that the senator's sister was killed too. Did you hear anything about that?
I have not received an update that confirms that she was among the dead.
Now, the last thing I want to ask you about April, before I let you get back to it, because I know you're busy, but I wanted people to have the information. There was immediately, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I heard that it was a white male who walked into a black church and opened fire, I was thinking what a lot of people were thinking. But then I told myself, I started thinking that I shouldn't be thinking that. So I stopped thinking it. I stopped thinking that this was a hate crime. But the police chief actually addressed this issue. What did he say about that?
He says that right now they are regarding it as a hate crime. The church is one of the oldest AME churches in the South. It also has one of the largest congregations, and there's a significant history to the church that would also lend itself to believe that this most likely was a hate crime. Denmark Vesey was one of the original founders of Emanuel AME, and of course, Denmark Vesey is known for attempting to lead a slave revolt that was, of course, foiled. Um,
Yeah, and actually, you brought up something that I want to touch on now, and we can research this a little further to know the detail. And anybody who's watching, please feel free to research and send us information. My email address is boyce@boycewatkins.com. So if you have anything that you want to share, please send it to me because we don't know everything. We just want to share the information. But you, April, had actually brought up a point that the Denmark Vesey slave revolt that he planned, which was thwarted because some slaves told their masters what was going on, that this actually happened at a time that's very
around
close.
this time period.
Yeah.
Denmark Vesey was actually arrested on June the 21st. So we're not quite to the 21st, but it is around that time. He was executed on July 2nd. And the original, had the revolt happened, it would have occurred on July the 14th. So there's a lot of talk on social media about, whether or not this guy was aware of this information. It's very clearly stated on the church website about Vesey's tie to the founding of the church. The church was also investigated by local authorities when it first started as being a school for slaves. So that they faced a lot of opposition from people locally when it was founded because it was seen as a place where slaves were receiving education.
Wow, wow. Education as well as liberation, from what I understand. I mean, the roots of the AME Church is built
Right.
around black liberation, which is one of the things I respect the most. Well, you know what? We're gonna dig more into this and find out more and kind of share this with people as we go along. And also, I wanted you to come on and talk with me about this on the air, just because you're so instrumental in terms of activism. You have so many great things to say and so much good information. So I want to say thank you, April, for sharing this with me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too, and everybody else. This is Miss April Taylor. She's at culturecritic.com, and I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. Until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are gone. Peace.